Some people are speaking about using bands, some people are speaking about using the assisted pull-up machine in the gym, some people are saying just do scapular contractions but you don't even know what your scapula is or where to find it. This has been severely overcomplicated. Now in this video I'm just going to speak about my personal experience learning pull-ups. In fact, I think I have a few of my early pull-up attempts.
Yeah, you got it, you got it.
Oh, that's so difficult. I can do this.
Fast forward to now and I do chin-ups easily and pull-ups for me feel even easier, I think because I train them more. I can do 13 reps in a row and I'm hopefully going to get 15 by the end of the year. I never thought I'd get to a place in my life where I can claim that pull-ups feel easy, but I promise you if I can do it, you can do it too. I even practice pull-ups with a weighted belt now. This one was a PR of 18 kilograms that I was super proud of, hoping to hit 20 kilograms by the end of the year. But I didn't start like this. I told you I was much weaker a few years ago and I even looked much weaker. Look at the size of my arms. I can't believe that this was me just a few years ago. And then before filming this video this morning, I was doing a gym session and I quickly did a cheeky video and this is what I look like now. This is 5 years of consistently doing resistance training 3 times a week in the gym and eating everything I see. I have a ridiculously big appetite and I've never taken any supplements or creatine. 4 things I tell my former self to get a pull-up quicker are: consistency. Keeping it really simple, the biggest tip I can give you is consistency, but I'm going to be more specific. What I mean by consistency is training your pull strength at least 3 times a week, and at most perhaps 4 times a week if your body's not used to doing those types of exercises, because we don't want to do anything where you can compromise form because you haven't recovered from your last workout and eventually get injured. 3 times a week is perfect. This is where you're going to see the most progress. 3 times a week is enough to get a cumulative gain from the workouts you're doing, but it's not overbearing your nerves and muscles. It's what I did. I would say during those times I practiced all of the different assisted ways I could do pull-ups. And to be honest, I'm making this video because if I could give myself some former advice, I felt at the time super overwhelmed. The algorithms on social media were feeding me loads of these videos from fitness creators who were saying, hey, get your first pull-up. But there was just so many different techniques and ways and things I can support myself and be assisted, and I just felt, okay, do I have to do a little bit of everything? And really it's picking your preferred way of doing so. If your gym does have a pull-up assisted machine, I feel that that is the best way to learn to do a pull-up. If you don't quite have that foundational pull strength, like I didn't when I first started. Bands. To be using bands, I think they're most effective, personally, when you're almost at that stage to get your pull-up. Now there are different thicknesses of bands you can use, and I feel they're really good for getting that form, remembering to use your scapula. If you're not used to using your scapula to retract, it feels really strange. A lot of people find that they are stronger on their biceps, in their arms, and so most of the time you will see yourself achieve a chin-up, which is a supinated grip like this, before you get your pull-up, which relies more on your back muscles and really using your lats at the back. I've seen many tutorials talk about bands. I think bands are great. I'm using them at the moment to learn a muscle up. But in terms of a pull-up, if you're starting from absolute scratch, like I was, where I found it difficult just to grip and hold on to the bar, when I started doing pull-ups, I did use the bands and I found I didn't progress as fast as when I used something that gave me extra assistance, like the pull-up assistance machine in the gym. I think bands are great, but they have their place. So you get different thicknesses of bands. These are some of the thicker ones, and then you get ones that are thinner and thinner. You can buy these on Amazon for anything between £5 to £20 or so. Don't quote me, I don't quite know. When you've almost got your chin up or pull up and you're just about getting your chin above the bar or just below it, they're really great to give you that extra oomph. They're also fantastic for learning to do things with better form. Obviously, the bands give you some extra support, so if you are lacking that strength even by a little bit, it can compromise your form and eventually lead to injury or you learning things the wrong way. Get that muscle memory of how to pull my body in the right direction. So if you're learning your pull-up, I think bands are fantastic if you have a certain foundation level of strength. For extra support, you can actually use the bands horizontally. I can't quite tie the knot here because of the way my pull-up bar is, but I'm just showing you what I mean. So you can use a thicker band, and instead of placing it, looping it around the bar and placing your feet in to do the pull-up, you could actually have it horizontally, so you're stepping on, which gives you that extra support to go up.
Hey dude, let's hang out.
I started from below zero. What I mean by that is I couldn't even hang on a bar. My grip strength, so just my forearm strength, was non-existent. I struggled taking my shopping home, and so I needed to just feel comfortable hanging on the bar. I didn't even have a goal of getting a pull-up. I just wanted to be able to hang on a bar for like 10 seconds. And so I worked on that before I even began the ludicrous idea at the time to try and pull up. I would have got a pull-up quicker had I incorporated into my training regime multiple dead hands on the bar, trying to hold for as long as possible and having a break that is adequate to you in between the hanging.
Scapula, scapula, where art thee, scapula?
I didn't really understand scapular retractions. Everyone kept saying scapular retractions, blah, 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 and it was going in one ear and out the other. But scapular retractions, I still do them now with weight attached to me when I'm doing them. Your body learns to engage those particular muscles. If you're not a person who goes to the gym regularly and learns to isolate certain muscles, I don't think it's something that people can do. You know, if I said wink, I can't even wink probably. Or if I said move your eyebrows up, we can do that, but the lats are not something you could engage independently, I feel, if you're not used to doing those exercises and going to the gym. Putting those in your gym routine, if you would like your first pull-up, I think would be super useful.
Don't be so negative, unless you're practicing your pull-ups.
Whenever I'm learning a new skill, I practice the negative part of the exercise. With regards to pull-ups, it's the bit where you're coming down from the bar because gravity is essentially assisting you, making the move easier than the beginning part of the pull-up. A great exercise to add on your pull-up days if you can't quite yet do a pull-up. To get up there in the first place, you may want to use a box that you can find in a gym or have a friend help you jump up. On a side note, neutral grip, which is the one you're looking at the moment, is a much easier grip than doing a chin up or a pull up, so you might find that you enjoy practicing with this grip. We're all very different. I personally find it quite interesting to listen to other people who started like me from absolute scratch with zero gym background. In some ways I started from like -5 because I couldn't even hang on the bar. It took me about a year and a half to go from struggling to hang on a bar to pumping out 10 pull-ups, and I have a video on how I went from 1 to 10 pull-ups over here. And then it took me another year and a half, so the same amount of time to go from those 10 reps to 13 reps where I am at the moment. It definitely does plateau as you get stronger, but this is the most exciting part. If you're yet to get your first pull-up and you really want to, if all the information is making you feel super overwhelmed and you don't know where to begin, then this is where you're going to see those beginner gains. And you may want some liquid chalk if you have sweaty hands. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that video, and please give me a little like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see more. I feel a little bit like, you know, when people with a medical background or doctors put on a white coat if they're ever recording a video for social media or YouTube, just to give them that subconscious credibility for any viewers watching. I sometimes feel I should be wearing gym clothes to also give that subconscious thought for any viewers, like, oh yeah, she's wearing gym clothes and she looks a bit strong, she knows what she's talking about. And I don't, because sometimes I do like to wear pearls and pink. I love gym clothes, but sometimes I just like to look a little bit different, and this is